Yo, what up, DTB? Here's Squid here. I told you I was coming back with my new "How to Get Better by Squid Sucking" idea. I don't really know I still don't know what I'm gonna call it, but I figured I'd take this game. I did pretty well in this game. We're on facility. This is actually launch night. This gameplay. I'm here with my buddy George. You'll hear him on the podcast most of the time. But I wanted to use this kind of game mode, this game type. We're just playing Team Deathmatch. It's really the only games we could find because nobody wants to play Plunder or Team Objective right now. But hopefully that'll change here with the inclusion of more people over the night. But what I wanted to focus on this time is positioning. It's very important when you're playing games like this, or just shooters in general. A lot of the times people make poor choices and put them in bad situations, like this guy who just doesn't want to play right now, and it thus gives me a free kill. What I try to do over this map is hold down certain areas. A lot of times people view that as, in some cases, being campy, or you're kind of holding down a spot. But that's true, but the thing is the smart way to do this is to really kind of focus your efforts into one area. Like I tend, granted I'm kind of giving away my style here, and that guy just got punked. But anyways, the thing I like to do is like to stick in one area. I like to constantly, I have like movements and tracks that I like to follow. It's not always the same. I don't really pre-plan them. It's just I map them out in my head while it's happening. So I'm always about 10 seconds ahead of what I'm going to be doing. It's kind of the same way like if you ever do road course or you're driving on a track, you always want to know what's ahead of you, so you're always looking ahead of you. Well, it's the same kind of thing in this. Like, you don't want to get so far ahead that you're making a mistake, you're not focusing on what you're doing at the moment. But the big thing is like in this situation, like I knew I can't just run out there and Rambo it. So I let George come up and, kind of push that guy away. So I know he's still there. And obviously I got the hammer and the guy's outmatched. But those kind of situations, like it's not so much using your teammate as bait, which some people tell me I do that, but it's more the things like you have to have trust in your teammate and position yourself in the right area so you can back them up and you're allowing yourself to do better. As you can see, one of the guys was planking on the center console out there. And he's not there anymore. But for the most part, positioning is important because it kind of steps up your game. If you can put yourself in the right position, like in this situation right here, I know the guy's there. I'm going to keep looking down, and as soon as he pokes part of his head up, I'm going to start firing. You may miss a couple shots, but the thing is you have the upper hand on that guy because you're in a better angle, you're above him, and he's not going to see you as soon as you see him. The thing is, and maps like this are very large, especially in facility. It's a very large map. It's got a horseshoe shape and one big center, I guess, area console in the middle. The thing is how you want to play this map is I tend to stay away from the bottom levels because I like to have control of what's going on above me. It's not so much the fact that I know that I want to be able to control that area. It's just the fact that it lessens the opportunities for people to sneak up on me or cause kind of a dysfunction. And that guy was an idiot. I don't know what he was doing. He was hiding from George, I guess, but he unfortunately got the taste of my quick boom. But see, like a lot of people like stay down there, and it's great, and it may be helpful for them. But the thing is I just don't like opportunities for people to fire down on me because it's harder for me to shoot up than it would be to shoot down because there's more area for that person to traverse in, and it allows me to like, okay, I'm gonna predetermine where this guy's going. I'm gonna guess in the direction that he's heading, and that kind of comes into the play. I don't want to get ahead of myself and get into something else here, but it's very important that you take the time to position yourself. Let's say you start the level and you know where we are right now. This is a pretty good area. I mean, the thing is you have good eyesight for all areas, and this really helps you in becoming a better team player. Because if you can really position yourself in the right areas, you're going to be able to create call-outs for your teams. If you don't know what a call-out is, or if you're new to that idea, it's the concept of when you see somebody, you're going to tell your teammates in the vicinity of where that player is. Because that really helps in the process of, okay, if this guy's here and I'm there, we can easily flank him from this corner and do this, and that, and it causes a kind of a dysfunction for the other team, but it allows you to stay connected and always work together. Like, it's not always going to work that way because sometimes you're going to be in groups of teams who don't have mics. Like George and I are the only ones that have mics, except for one guy who feels the need to constantly yell into his mic, which is highly annoying, but that's another conversation for another time. But those kind of ideas, because if you watch the way George and I play, and I want to try to do better in the future of how, I'm going to get better at editing to where I can actually show you different angles and different things, and maybe I can have somebody kind of show me how to do that. I'm more of the concept guy than I am the editing side. But the thing is like That was stupid on my part. I shouldn't have done that. I thought, maybe if I get some shots in the sky, there'll be somebody nearby. I'll pick up the assist. The guy still goes down. I mean, we got a pretty good lead, but I got a little greedy that time, and that's my fault. That sometimes happens. But you get on a good streak, and you think you're doing well, and like, oh, I got this guy, no problem. But you don't always have that opportunity. There's going to be times like your connection isn't going to be as fast as somebody else's, and that's just the life in the world of online competitive gaming. And there's going to be times where you just make poor decisions. I made the poor decision because I rounded off that angle. I should have pushed him more into the wall and made him kind of like hug the wall as he tried to shoot me. But the problem is I didn't do that. Well, this guy, I failed on that grenade. But the thing is as long as we get cover fire on that guy and kept him down, he didn't stand a chance. Even if they had double damage, he wasn't going to do much behind there because George and I both had him pinned in a good angle. And see, that all comes down to positioning. Because if you can position yourself properly, it really helps out your team. In like these kind of situations, like that guy's not really paying attention. There's two guys below, actually three guys below, and if you would have been using that according and with call-out system, you would have done a better job of kind of bunching them together and pushing them into. You kind of that's the purpose of positioning, is you want to get in an area to where you can control the map. Like I have this area, and if you round about on this side, then it's going to make it a lot easier for us to kind of control what's going on. We're not going to have the issues of, because I'm by myself down here, and if we're all spread out, situations like this where I make, poor choices, I ended up getting killed. My teammates are on the opposite side of the map. Well, it doesn't directly affect them, but the thing is I can leave them down, and if we don't have that position taken care of, somebody can come in behind us and pretty much run the show. Another thing you want to focus on when you're positioning is know what you're using at the time. If you're using a Gmal and you know that's more for a range, don't put yourself in an area where you're going to have to worry about close quarter battle. I mean, granted, you can still have the micro, but you got to realize that sometimes you're going to be outmatched, outgunned, especially with people who just have a better connection or just a little bit faster and more experienced than you are. I don't know what the heck I was thinking there. I was just throwing stuff at walls. And I don't know why I kept going after this guy. You can obviously see he's dead, but I was making sure he wasn't breathing. But, it's kind of one of those things. Like, I tend to stick with the M9 because I like the speed. It's not so much that the recoil may be different in accordance to the AK. Everybody has their opinions. But I like the speed of the gun because it allows me to, I kind of work my areas and work my angles. Because the angles are the same importance when it comes to positioning. So if you really know how to work your angle, like in these kind of situations, like I made a mistake there. I shouldn't have done it that close because I could have killed myself. But I always try to press up against a corner in the wall. Yes, it's going to leave me in bad situations sometimes where I can't get out of it. But the thing is sometimes people are kind of oblivious when they're running around corners. They think sometimes they have this invulnerability that nothing's going to happen to them. But in that situation, as you can obviously see, it didn't work out. But thanks for stepping by and checking out my first opportunity to kind of run down with y'all. But I hope to do this again in the future. I'm going to do another one here, maybe on like gunplay, gun tactics. Excuse me, and what you can do to better yourself in that. So, you got any questions? God, I'm coughing all over myself. Yeah, got any questions and you want to ask me something? Just hit me up on Squid X on PSN. You can hit me up on here, or hit me up on Twitter. It's just Squid, one word. And I'll see you guys later. Peace.